I love spooky season. But it's difficult to celebrate in my particular YouTube niche because good horror anime is just so dang hard to come by. Made a whole video exploring that issue in depth a few years back, but what it boils down to is it's very hard to make a drawing actually scary, doubly so when you have to make it move.
As was recently proven by Adult Swim's fancy new Uzumaki anime, which took 5 entire years and an ungodly amount of money just to be the only good animated adaptation of Junji Ito's art ever, and only for a scant 4 half-hour episodes. Or, you know, just the first episode before the whole production imploded in on itself, which does kind of reinforce my point, but yeesh.
But recently, I had a bit of an epiphany. Horror doesn't actually have to be good. It just has to be entertaining, especially when you're sitting down to watch it with a Halloween party full of your best and most inebriated buds. So while this video, like the last one, will feature a few legitimately top-tier anime that you can binge alone to get a good old chill right down to your bones in a single weekend, it also features a whole lot of fun, schlocky nonsense that I can personally attest will guarantee a good night for you and your pals. What's more, I've mostly picked out movies and short series this go-round that won't eat up your entire night, so you can still fit some partying into that Halloween party, or find time to go hit on that girl in the slutty Megan Thee Stallion Bruno Bucciarati costume, or that boy in the slutty Bruno Bucciarati costume. But whatever kind of slutty Bruno Bucciarati you want to hit on, just make sure you hit the like button before you go to show your appreciation for these recommendations, and the fact that I am quite obviously delivering them to you through a very serious cold. Speaking of eating, though, this pork chop with smoked cheddar burrito, not school live in English, wears all the trappings of a happy-go-lucky, low-stakes, cute girls doing cute things anime in the vein of K-On!, with the gimmick that, as the title suggests, these cute girls do all their cute things whilst living at their school, sustaining themselves with a rooftop garden as part of their club activities. We open following the
I've read manga, The Red Room, but I didn't know that there's anime. I don't know if it's based on that though. Oh, I guess it's just an urban legend.
Traffic would pass through, and the clock, not even having struck midnight yet, he knew he was in for a long night. As he began busying himself by stocking shelves, 2 high school boys fresh from their late evening cram school session entered the store and made their way to the ready-made meals section. Sota stood up and made his way back to the counter in order to be ready to serve them. Being the only 2 customers in the quiet store, it was impossible to not overhear their conversation. They were both clearly shaken by events that had transpired the previous day. They spoke of a fellow classmate who some weeks earlier had been encouraging them to experience an online puzzle known as the Red Room. This classmate, it appeared, had become obsessed with it, to the point where it was alleged that he had not left his room for several days, the hard-working parents oblivious to his truancy, until they forced their way into his bedroom, only to find him dead, and the entire room coated in blood. Sota tried to hide his shock at this, as he did not want to be accused of eavesdropping. He put the boys' items through the register and thanked them for their custom. They left, and Sota stood in silence, intrigued at this online puzzle, the Red Room. He decided to call Ryota, a good friend of his and someone he considered to be far more knowledgeable with the internet than himself at this point in time, as the online world was still somewhat unknown to many. He explained to Ryota what he had just overheard, and Ryota, being similarly intrigued, said he would check it out and call him back. Minutes, then hours went by, and there was no return phone call. Sota wanted to call Ryota again, but it was past midnight now and he didn't wish to wake him if he had fallen asleep, so opted for a text, to which there was also no reply. Sota, bored, unable to get the lure of this online puzzle out of his head, fired up the computer in the small office to the side of the main counter and began searching for the Red Room. Initially only finding references to nightclubs, interior design, and an old H.G. Wells story, he began to get closer when finding several news article references to the Red Room puzzle and the deaths that were linked to it. Included in these articles was the most recent one, Yuto Atsumi, a boy from his area, the boy the teenagers were talking about earlier. The articles were chilling and should have convinced him to give up the search, but he couldn't. The fascination was slowly turning into obsession. Suddenly the door chime rang out, breaking the dead silence of the store as a customer entered. Sota snapped out of his trance and reluctantly stepped out to the counter, finding it hard to pull himself away. As cash was exchanged for cigarettes, a voice from the office caught his ear.
あなたは好きですか?
Do you like? The customer left, and Sota re-entered the room. It spoke again.
あなたは好きです
So the
か?
computer was talking.
Do you like? There was a pop-up window on the screen with the same text as what was being spoken, and Sota quickly clicked to close it. Then it popped up again.
あなたは好きですか?
Do you like? And again.
It's kind of creepy.
あなたは
Do you like? If you
好き
didn't
で
know.
すか?
Like what?
Do you like? Each time, Sota clicking it closed and praying it would stay shut, his frustration mounting with each click harder than the last until it would no longer close, and the message slowly split apart to reveal further text, and a voice that said,
あなたは赤い部屋が好きですか?
Do you like the Red Room? Sota froze. This was it. He'd found it. His click to close the window worked this time, and as the pop-up disappeared, a list of names previously blurred out in the background came into view. He scanned down the list, and to his horror, the name second from last was Yuto Atsumi, and underneath that, his friend, Ryota. Panicking, he immediately tried calling Ryota, to which there was no reply. He then stood up to go to Ryota directly. However, when he did so, the door slammed itself shut, and he was unable to open it. After several minutes of bashing on the door and shouting, he stopped suddenly when the computer behind him spoke once more.
あなたは赤い部屋が好きですか?
Do you like the Red Room? Sota stared at the screen, and then his vision drifted to the shiny box cutter to the right. He smiled. He now knew how to get out.
These are the most controversial questions on the internet, so let's take a look. Do you shower in the morning or at night? Definitely night. I can't go into my bed if I'm still dirty from the day. Wow, that's crazy. Would you rather be Instagram famous or TikTok famous? These are the most controversial questions on the internet, so let's take a look. Do you shower in the morning or at night? Definitely night. I can't go into my bed if I'm still dirty from the day. Wow, that's crazy. Would you rather be Instagram famous or TikTok famous? Obviously TikTok, Instagram's dying. And if you guys want the juice, the brand deals on video platforms are way more lucrative than IG. Wow. How do you like your toast cooked? I think 6 is perfect, 5 and 7 are also okay. Anything less and it's just bread, and anything more is burnt. Okay, that's acceptable. Do you bite or lick your ice cream? I bite my ice cream. Can't lick it because it takes too long. Wow, you have too much patience. You wash your feet in the shower? Duh, I hope you all do too. 25% of yous don't? How would a dog wear pants? I think the second one, because dogs can still stand on their hind legs.